WTVF-TV. Well, first of all, I was told that some of those students made their way to your house last night and you came out and spoke with them. What did you guys talk about?
I did. I spoke with the students about the questions that they had concerning issues surrounding the discussion on Forest Hall. They had questions, they had statements, they expressed their feelings about the issue, and I listened.
How did you guys leave it when they left? Did you know that they were going to then draw up a list of demands and send them back to you today?
Well, they actually read the list of demands last night during our discussion when they came to the House.
And what do you think of those demands? What do you think of the list in general?
Well, I always encourage our students and members of the university community to express concerns, suggestions about how we can improve the university. I'm open, that's part of being in academia. You're open to people with different ideas, and I'm certainly willing to sit down and talk with anyone who has some ideas about how the university can improve itself.
Just individually, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 demands. Are any of them something that you see as viable that can actually happen?
Oh, certainly. We are constantly working at ways to improve student retention on our campus, and particularly of our minority students and students of color. We've actually implemented just this past year a Black Male Initiative designed to improve the graduation rate of African American males on our campus. And so the suggestion that, and I'd like to view those as suggestions as opposed to demands. The suggestion that the university continue to find ways to improve student retention on the campus is something that certainly one of the goals that we have and we've been working on, and we certainly are open to other ideas about how we can go about doing that.
Increasing faculty, specifically African American faculty, by 30% in the next 2 years in all departments?
Well, the broad goal of increasing African American faculty, I think every university in the country has that, and we certainly have. We have actually, over the years, have provided a special program that identify prospective African American faculty members and have supported them through their dissertation and have given them the opportunity to work at MTSU during that period, and hopefully to then groom them to be a faculty member at MTSU. So whether or not it's possible for the university to increase by 30% in every department, I think some degree of reality needs to be a part of this discussion. There's some areas, discipline, where you don't have 5% of African Americans in those disciplines, and so I'm taking these suggestions in good spirit and in good faith, and happy to have an ongoing discussion with our students about what is on their mind and what concerns them.
It seems like they're talking about 3 different things here. One would be just diversity on campus in general. One, they're talking about microaggressions toward African American and minorities on campus, and then the other is specifically with regards to Forest Hall. Have you heard complaints like microaggressions against minority students before this whole process began?
I can't say that I've heard direct complaints. Certainly on a university campus, different students have different experiences. We have a process in place for students who feel that they're being mistreated in the classroom, whether it be related to their race, gender, sexual orientation, whatever, that they have a process to work those through at our university. And so they very well could have gone through that process. This is a campus of 23,000 students and over 1,000 faculty. Obviously, if issues like that had been brought to my attention and not resolved through our normal process, that is something that I would look into and address.
Mm-hmm. On the, we already kind of talked about diversity on campus, and now specifically with Forest Hall.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like throughout the last few months, it's just kind of been building this anger or resentment or whatever you want to call it from some students on campus. They're ready for this to be over. They don't seem to really like the process, and how long it's taking seems to be the thing that they're most upset about. I mean, how do you respond to those complaints?
Well, the greatest complaint I've heard is that they really don't believe that a process should be in place. And that was articulated to me last night during the protest, that they feel as the president of the university that I should unilaterally make that decision and just listen to one voice. I try to explain to them that the whole notion of being in an academic environment is to allow different voices in an issue that affect all of the community. And sometimes that takes time in the academic process. I much rather engage in the democratic process, which is what our country is all about, than being a dictator. Obviously, on the other voice, I'm hearing folks are saying and demanding or requesting that I do nothing and leave the sign up. And so the best way to address this issue is to give folks an opportunity to give their feedback, to have their voice, to be engaged, all the stakeholders. We are part of this community, to have them engage, and then we make a decision with regards to what is the next step.
What about the idea that I know we heard from the Historical Society last night, and he was talking about just, it's an old building anyway, why don't we just decommission the building and build a new one, and this wouldn't even be an issue, and maybe even people who are Forrest sympathizers or, you know, appreciate his military achievements, you know, that would put that to bed as well. Why not kind of take that third route?
Obviously, that's an option. That's why we're having this kind of discussion, to look at various options. So it'll be interesting to see what the committee comes up with in terms of a recommendation. And I've heard that before, obviously, and certainly I'm sure the committee is taking that under consideration.
They seem to specifically have an issue with Senator Ketron. They've, as one of their 6 main demands, they're asking for him to be removed from the task force. Any way that would happen?
Well, I think, again, it's the different voices. We know that there are individuals on the task force who feel very strongly and have articulated their position about the naming and that it should be removed. If we take that position on Senator Ketron, then we are going down a very slippery slope. The others who have taken very strong position, do we go and take them off the committee as well? Senator Ketron is one vote, one voice on the committee, and certainly there are others who have strong voices. We've heard from the students; they've had a very strong voice in this process, and so this is an opportunity for everybody to have an opportunity to engage and hear what they have to say.